Um, I am excited, and I get a bunch of balloons because this is the first time I'm going live on Let the Fans Speak. So a little bit about this podcast before I begin. My guest isn't even here. I usually go live 5 minutes before to brief everybody. My name is Jill. My main account is at Music Nerd 86. I started a podcast not too long ago called Let the Fans Speak. I've had 2 successful interviews with 2 other people before. My guest just joined. Hold on. One moment, guest. So this is the very first time that I'm going live on this account for the reason Let the Fans Speak. So I have a request for my guest to join, so bear with me while I get that set up. And let's go live and let the fans speak. I did it right. Hopefully. Did I? Probably not. I did! Hi, Anka! Hi!
Hi!
Oh my goodness! So my guest this week is Anke Van Dooren, and she lives in Bladel, Netherlands. And I don't know if you recognize this one.
Yes, I did.
Yep. Anke has been a friend of mine. Could we just say forever?
Yeah, why not?
Because it's going to be forever anyway. So, there's a lot going on in Anka's world. Just like everybody. Anka's 6 hours ahead of us. So right now it is 10 p.m. where she is. And I greatly appreciate you coming on so late because I know you have 2 kids who go to school in the morning. So thank you for your time.
You're welcome, you're welcome.
So let's get things started. And why don't you tell everybody a little bit about Anke and what's going on in your world and any future plans of anything before we begin?
You really want to know everything? Oh dear. Well, I'm Anke van Dooren. That's how you say it, Dooren.
Oh,
I know
okay,
it's a different language. It's okay. I'm from Bladel, in the Netherlands, which at the moment is having its typical Dutch weather again because it's raining.
Yeah, right.
It's well, that's Dutch. I mean, last week we got the notification that it was going to be good weather, and we all enthusiastically went out and did things and all that kind of stuff before the rain would start again. And
oh, there you go. At least you had warning. Here in the States, we never have warning. It either does or doesn't, and we never know. So.
Oh, they have don't they have? We call it rain radar.
They have rain radars, but it's never accurate.
Oh, it's
so
pretty accurate here, actually.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing.
So we know it's gonna rain.
Yeah.
But as you can see, I love to make art, cosplay. Mm-hmm. I love music. I don't play music, just saying. I love hearing it, going to concerts, all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's about it. I have 2 kids, 2 special needs kids, actually. So I'm married, just moved into a new house about a half year ago, a bit more now, but we're still tweaking and doing stuff. So my art room is not up to my standards yet.
It's a work in progress.
Yes. And it will be for probably a few months, but at least I can draw and I can do my stuff again.
Yes.
Which I love because I missed that. I think for a half year, I lost my inspiration and all that kind of stuff. So I'm happy to have been able to start doing stuff again.
Oh, that's always a good thing.
Yeah.
That's always a plus. So before we dive right into music, because there's a lot for us to tackle in the music, you are a fan of my shirt from what I hear. Or last time, my cover photo. You know?
Oh, that's so good.
Ren and Stimpy is one of my favorite 90s shows. I miss Ren and Stimpy. I loved Powder Toast Man. He is my idol.
when I was younger, I was like, it's a weird show, but I think that's why I liked it so much.
Yeah.
Because it was weird.
Oh,
And
oh my God.
I think my mom didn't know what kind of show it was, so I just, no, it's a good show, Mom, I can see it.
I miss that show. I miss that show. Rocco's Modern Life was another one. Oh my God. I don't even know. Salute Your Shorts was a good show. I don't know if anyone remembers that one. That one's old.
I don't know that one.
It
Not
was a camping
all
show, but it was funny.
Not all shows from America made it to over the seas, just so you know.
Yeah, that good point. Good point. But all right, so you recently, well, before we delve into the main concert that you've been to this past week, I do want to talk because on my very first interview, my guest asked what I thought about the new Linkin Park. And at that time, I didn't hear anything. I knew that there was new material, but I didn't delve into it just yet. I did comment about it. I told them if the female singer that they have now, Emily, I believe is her name, if she didn't gain fame with the band she had before, now's your chance. And I think it's a good thing. I think a lot of like hardcore Linkin Park fans are still on the fence with her just because it's all new. Chester had a very distinct voice, an irreplaceable voice, and an irreplaceable personality, which I think, in Emily's defense, automatically demotes her in the Linkin Park world because she has incredibly big shoes to fill.
Yes.
But she's got a powerful voice. She does. Because I listened to The Emptiness Machine, I believe it's called.
Yes.
It was good. It wasn't bad. It's different not to hear Chester's voice for so many years. But I think it's a good thing. Because like I said in my first interview, you were there. I said a lot of bands need to make money somehow. So the fact that they had to move on, I think it's a good thing because sometimes it works. My guest, John, he said AC/DC. It worked for AC/DC.
Yes.
When Bon Scott died. Now it's Brian Johnson. Queen with Adam Lambert. Led Zeppelin with Jason Bonham on drums, which is John Bonham's son. So it works in both ways. The fact that there's a female and a male lead in Linkin Park speaks volumes to the band itself, because that's an incredibly tough. It's a tough position to be in because you don't have a said vocalist, but you kind of do. You know, like
Yeah.
Mike Shinoda's more of the MC, whether Emily.
He can sing.
He can sing. He can sing. Fort Minor's an amazing band.
Yes.
Red to Black is my favorite song off. Oh my God, I can't think of the name of the album right now. Oh my God, drawing a blank right now, but that's fine. I'll remember it. I'll remember it at like 6 a.m. your time, and I'll text you. I know it now. Yeah, so that's just me. But how do you feel about Linkin Park, and what was your experience going to this one? Because I know you've been to other Linkin Park concerts with Chester. So what was different than last time, minus the fact that it wasn't Chester this time?
Of course, for me, when I heard they were coming with a new song, I kind of liked the fact that it was a female singer.
Mm-hmm.
Because in my opinion, you can't replace Chester. You need a new sound. So in that case, I was like, and I loved how Emily portrayed that and how she did it. I do wish that Colin would get a little bit more attention too, because as a drummer, he's badass, just so you know. They forget him sometimes.
Yeah, right?
But the fun fact was that you asked me that. I was seated at the concert last Sunday, and there was a fan that was there for the first time. They saw Linkin Park for the first time,
Oh,
and
wow.
she actually asked me, like, so what was this different than with the other concerts?
Mm-hmm.
I've only seen them 3 times. I'm a fan since 2001, so I haven't seen them a lot. But I was younger. Well, concerts cost money. So
Yeah, yeah.
I'm happy every time I
Like,
saw them. But I'm gonna say the same as I'm gonna say to that woman. She
mm-hmm.
was from Bulgarian, I think, even, so they come from all places.
Oh, yeah.
Um, but I said, this is Linkin Park. The show was the same energy, the same warmth, the same quality, actually. Because
Mm-hmm.
quality, I mean, seriously, uh, it it was a Linkin Park show.
Right.
And of course, Chester isn't there.
Mm-hmm.
I loved how they kind of did the songs, because there's a lot of discussions about that too, like Emily singing Chester's songs and blah, 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 blah. The songs belong to Linkin Park.
Mm-hmm.
This sounds weird of me saying that, but I also saw somebody actually say that, like, if you're having a problem with somebody replacing Chester, and that the band died when Chester died, you're not a Linkin Park fan, you're a Chester Bennington fan.
Right. Right.
And I kind
I
of like that
agree.
he said that, because I am a Chester Bennington fan, but I'm also a Linkin Park fan.
Right.
And the fact that the guys are doing something again
Mm-hmm.
and making music and doing what they love, because Rob stopped playing because his heart wasn't there anymore, then I'm okay with it, because I do want the people that are on stage enjoying what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, in that way, I mean, the show was amazing. Emily has the greatest voice. And when the new song came, they played that for the first time in Hamburg. So we got a new song for the first time before everybody else heard it. That
Nice.
was so awesome. But there's a very long scream in that song, and she nailed it. She
Really? Just
nailed
like
it.
Chester and
Seriously.
giving up? Yeah.
Yes. And the fact that I think it happened 3 or 4 times at the show, everybody was shouting, Emily, Emily.
Good.
You could just
Good.
see that she was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So she's accepted.
Oh,
And
yeah.
again, the diehard fans that love Linkin Park for
Mm-hmm.
who they are and what they're doing, they want to hear the old songs. So Emily
Mm-hmm.
will have to sing them. They did do parts of the singing, or with the guitar. There was one scream that they actually did with the guitar instead of singing of Chester,
Okay.
what I kind of liked. I was like, well, that's a way to do it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. And there was a part with leave out all the rest, and I got emotional with that part,
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
Mike sings most of it. So it's not Emily singing, it's Mike
Yeah.
singing. So they do change it up a bit, that it's not just Emily singing Chester's parts. So in that opinion, I was blown away. I was happy to be singing the songs that I loved hearing live and loved
Right.
hearing again, to sing them along and to just cheer them on. So it was a great concert. And I got an emoji.
Oh, yeah. Explained why Han didn't want anything. I saw your post that you got like 4 things, and Han's like, no, I'm good.
Well, people are asking me now if I wanted to go to the Paris show that they're now announced, because it's probably the same, just as far as Hamburg for me driving.
Right.
But I was like, well, it's going to be short notice again. I already have 2 concerts in November again. So, because I'm going to go to a concert in 2 days too. So,
Saint Sonia, right?
no. Saint Sonia is not coming to Europe again, I think. I was supposed to see them, but they canceled. And they never made an announcement for a show anymore. But it's Apocalyptica.
Oh, that's right. Apocalyptica. Oh, they're good live. They're
Yeah.
excellent live.
And I got
I
a
love
meet and
their
greet,
song with
so that's going to be fun.
Corey Taylor, that's such a mean song. I love that one. Um, Worlds Collide is a great album. Like, honestly, there's not one bad song on that entire album. My favorite
they have
song is probably Worlds Collide, only because it's instrumental and it's got like that symphonic sound, but that metal defiance too. I love it. I love
have you
songs like
heard
that.
anything of their new album? Because
Not yet.
this tour is about that album, and it's Apocalyptica plays Metallica Volume 2.
Really?
Yes. So
Oh,
it's all Metallica songs.
I'm definitely gonna check that out because when Metallica went for it with the S&M Symphony, I was on the fence with it just because like Metallica is like known for that thrashy heavy metal sound, but it worked so perfectly. It was insane. Like No Leaf Clover. Oh my god, just the entire Black album was redone with the symphony and it just sounds amazing.
It just
It
makes it
literally
come
sounds
alive.
amazing.
And Apocalyptica, I saw them live once, and I was so impressed on how they work with the cellos and how they make them sound, and they make a show out of it, and they are so talented. You don't even want to know. Just, and the fact that they're not bigger than they are here
I
kind
know.
of bums me out, but they are just amazing, amazing band. Seriously, if you want to see a show of quality, go to Apocalyptica. Just saying.
Did you know that Brent was not the only one who did Not Strong Enough with them? There was
It was
I think his name
it,
Doug Robb of Hoobastank did it too.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that was the American release because it had something to do with royalty, or I don't know what exactly, but
Yeah.
the Europeans actually got Brand Smith.
Oh no, we got both.
Yeah,
Well, we got Doug Robb first.
after
Yeah.
a while you got
Yeah.
Brand Smith too, but in Europe it was actually just the one with Brand Smith. We didn't get the other one until later that we found out, like, oh, there's another
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, for me, Doug Robb is a talented dude in Hoobastank. But I don't know about like him doing Apocalyptica. Like I wasn't really feeling that. I didn't hate it. I thought he did well, but I liked Burns' version better.
Brand just fitted more in the aesthetic of the song, I think.
Yeah, yeah. There you go.
That's how you see. See, I listen to a lot of music. I think the album where Brand Smith's on, I'm gonna ask them to sign that one. I think this Friday, because I'm allowed to bring something to get signed. So
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. All right. So my next question, going back to Linkin Park. You said you were a fan since 2001. These viewers and listeners need to know that you don't mean that lightly when you say you're a big Linkin Park fan. You mean that in every sense and aspect of that sentence. So if you could elaborate how Linkin Park helped you in every aspect of your life. Well, I know, but I don't know how much you want them to know, so I'm not gonna.
well, it's I probably said something different to you then because it's changing every time, I think. But for me, Linkin Park was just I got to know them when I was in college because I'm that age. Sorry, I just aged myself. Oh my god.
I'm not too far behind you.
But I was in a state where I actually I did retail, so there was at that time there were a lot of men that were wearing pink sweaters and all that kind of stuff, and they were all like, and there was me wearing black in that time, so out of place. But I was missing something, and then I heard Linkin Park, and I was like, that's it. That's what I'm missing. And it just stayed with me my entire life. Like I can't explain it. It was like there was always a song that hit me in a certain way, or that was, if I was mad at somebody, it would actually help me to listen to like In the End or all this stuff, just to get it out of there. Numb was a very important one for me because I wasn't understood by my parents, I guess. Let's just keep it simple as that.
Yeah.
And the weird part about that was I had that feeling back then, but I didn't understand it. Like, why do I feel this way? But I love my parents, stuff like that. And now when I'm older, I'm like, it's more complicated.
Yeah.
So, and now the songs mean even more to me because I actually now feel them the way they do. And of course, there are now songs after Chester passed that are even more emotional because for me, Chester was a legend and he will always be a legend. And with all the drama around it now with his mom and his son and everybody talking,
yeah,
all I'm thinking is, no, he was not replaceable, but it's still a band, and it's still, it's in my opinion weird that you would say like Linkin Park couldn't go on because Chester died. It's like you're robbing them of a lot of stuff just because Chester died. And even if he took his whole life off or died, I don't even want to go to that discussion. But even so, it's, you can't. Why would you want to put that on the guys and tell them how long they have to grieve before they can go move on again? It's not your, how do I say that? It's
place
not up
to
to
say.
you.
Yeah.
It's not up to you how somebody grieves. That's not. And maybe this doing music again is helping them move on. Or it's not really moving on either. It's like going on with life again because they will always remember Chester. And there's people that were saying like they're not giving a tribute anymore to him. And all I thought was, but singing the songs is a tribute, isn't it?
Exactly.
You don't have to constantly say it. Like, that would mean that every time they're doing a concert, they have to be reminded and be in that circle again, which in my opinion isn't necessary.
Right. No, I agree. I definitely agree with that one. You know, like there's, once they set foot on stage, that's the reminder. You know, that should be it. You know, that's where I feel bad in the sense for Emily, because I'm not saying she didn't know Linkin Park back then, because I'm pretty sure she did.
No, but she knew. Yeah, definitely.
At the same time, it's like she's trying to help people cope with the loss of Chester years later, and she's still getting ridiculed and criticized for it. You know, I mean, it's not her fault that it panned out this way. It's not the band's fault that it panned out this way. No. It's not any family member of the band and or crew's fault that it panned out that way. Chester was fighting his inner demons, and unfortunately it got the best of him. You know, I mean, you can't put that blame on other people. You know, I mean, when something happens,
or keep them from doing things because it panned out this way.
Exactly.
It's like plus it's weird because it's called a music business, and it means it's a job, which sounds weird that I'm saying it like this because of course it's a family too in that way. But if he would be working in a factory, he would have been replaced the day after. Like,
exactly.
It sounds weird. And I know in this situation, because it's a family, they didn't do that. Right. And but it's been 7 years. That's a pretty long time, to be honest.
Yes. It's definitely a long time to be.
Hi, other Jill.
Hi, yes. Hello, other Jill. Hi. It's very weird. It was so strange because me and her were in the another podcast chat last night, and I actually said hello, Jill, and it felt so weird for me to say that because that's me. He did. It felt a little strange, but that's a good thing, though. You know, I mean, I don't care. It was just I don't say it very often, so to me, it's a little weird. But yeah.
But
So you,
back to Linkin Park. I mean, the show was amazing. You can say whatever you want. The show, I am so happy I was able to go. It was very uh, tiring.
yeah, right.
We were back, I think, we drove back right after the show. Actually, I drove back. My husband drove the way there, and I drove back.
Right.
And I was still full of it. I think I was just still full of the show, so I had enough energy to stay awake. But we got home at 6 a.m. in the morning, so I was like, okay, I don't care what everybody's doing. I'm just
Yeah.
now
I
dropping
know,
down.
right? The second you got home, you're just done.
So I was gone.
No, right. So other than Linkin Park, what other bands were heavily influenced on you?
Well, of course, Shinedown, because
Yes.
that's how we met.
Yeah, it is.
Shinedown was kind of like, after Chester died, of course, I was like, oh crap. I felt lost. I wasn't able to listen to their music for like 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been like 3 years now that I'm actually listening to Linkin Park again. And the weird part is, beginning of the year, I actually made a LPU. That's the Linkin Park Underground.
I was a member of that for about
Yeah.
4 years.
So I just activated it again without actually knowing that they would actually start
Yeah.
coming back again. So that was in a spur of the moment. But when Chester died, I was lost.
Oh,
I think I listened to Five Finger Death Punch a lot and Avenged Sevenfold, so those bands still mean a lot to me too. But I noticed that with their music, I was kind of going to the wrong side. I don't know how to say it. Like, it's
okay.
not. The music is good, and it actually helped me too to see certain things. But some of the music were actually getting me down instead of up, because I was like, oh, so my life really is crappy.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that. That's kind of what the vibe was off. That was more Avenged Sevenfold than Five Finger Death Punch, to be honest. But I was like, so now. And then I think I saw Second Chance on YouTube. And I was like, oh, I'm kind of wondering how they are doing. Because I knew Shinedown, because I knew Apocalyptica, and I already knew the song with Respect. That's how I kind of got to know Shinedown. So without Apocalyptica, though, I wouldn't even know who Shinedown was. So I knew Second Chance, but that was kind of it. So I was like, oh, I'm actually wondering how those guys are doing. And YouTube immediately answered my question, because I got Monsters. At first I thought it was a new singer, because I was like, who the hell is that guy?
Yes.
I mean, if you go from Second Chance to
Yeah.
Monsters, it's like a big change. I was like, oh wait, no, that is the same singer. I was like, what? No. And that's how I kind of rolled into Shinedown again. And that was in 2019. And it was funny, because I was like, oh, if they ever come back to Europe again, I think I'm going to go to a concert. And actually, when I thought that, I think a week later, they announced that they were coming to Europe with all the brands. So I was like, okay, I have to go.
So your Shinedown prayers were answered.
Yes, immediately. Like, it needed to happen. I don't know. I've had more of those luck moments, also with Linkin Park.
So explain to me, because a lot of the world also thought these rumors to be true. What happened with Derek of Sum 41 in Linkin Park? Was that a thing? Did it work out? Was it like just non-negotiable?
That was what I have heard from the rumors and the people talking. Because I like Zebrahead too, and Zebrahead has toured with Sum 41, and they know the guys. So, but what I have heard, it was never. Derek also said, like, there was never that intention of me being a member of Lincoln Park. It's I'm some 41. Like it's so he actually never. That was just a rumor. That actually he wasn't even planning to do anything with Lincoln Park.
Oh my! Oh, Derek broke the internet that day. Oh my God! It was everywhere. It literally was everywhere. Even my mom said that. My mom's like, "Wait, they have a female singer? I thought it was supposed to be that Sum 41 guy." I'm like, apparently not." Oh.
But there were a lot of people like that. I think Lizzie kind of played something, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's gonna be Lizzie Hale."
Yeah, yeah, right.
I think that was fun that some of the artists did that, so that people were like speculating and thinking like, "Oh my God, why did it?"
It worked. It definitely worked.
Yes.
Now this is where stuff really gets real. Like in the music industry, people come and go all the time. But the one that got me was when the choice of lead vocals for Linkin Park became national headlines. Like news reporters started reporting on it. Like it ended up in the news. Like Chester's mom's angry, Chester's son's angry. Chester's son feels let down by Mike Shinoda because of this. But going back to what we said earlier, it's nobody's fault how it happened. So
in my eyes, I had a few theories about that.
mm-hmm.
One, it was maybe they're scared that they won't get as much attention as they used to have because it's not about Chester anymore. I don't know. That's just my opinion, just saying this before anybody's getting mad. It might also just be that they both have not dealt with the fact that their son/father has passed. And I feel sad for them. I really do, because I think it is a hard time losing your son or your father. It's not easy, especially in this way. So I do feel for them. But again, as I said before, you can't put that on the rest of the band. It's
Right.
not, it's your grief. It's not somebody else's grief. So yeah, but I was like, after a while, I was just like, just don't give them too much attention, because you were gonna make this bigger than that it is. And
mm-hmm.
I saw the interview that Devon said, and there was some things that I said like, oh, that was said where I kind of was like, yeah, but you weren't in that conversation with Mike and Chester, so you only heard Chester's version. And I think Chester, the way he came across, and I had a meet and greet, so I saw him. I think he was secretly very insecure about himself. So he was doubting himself a lot too. And of course, your mom is the first one you're going to talk to that about.
Mm-hmm.
So, but your mom is always going to take your side. You can say whatever you want. But I mean, if my kid said something, I would.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I am in that part sober enough to also am able to tell my child, like, you're whining about something that's small.
Right.
I am not the best mom in that. But I also want to learn them that you don't have to get stuck in something too long. Some things are just not worth your time or worry about, and it's just kids being kids, or people just not seeing your view. And I think that's kind of what it is. It's their view, and it's not the view from. And it was also said that the mom was disappointed about the fact that she wasn't notified about the fact that they were gonna start again, because Mike promised that. In a way, yeah, that's not nice that he didn't do that. In the other side, I was like, but if Mike would have said to her all the things that they were doing, they were trying to keep it low key and make a big surprise out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So you tell this is a small amount of people about it.
Right. Yeah.
Because the more people that know, the more we're gonna talk.
Exactly. Just like the wildfire spread when Derek broke the internet that
Yeah.
day, and everybody thought he was going to be a singer of Linkin Park.
And in the
Oh
end
my
of the
God.
line, he was already touring
Yeah.
with them. Just
Yeah. I don't know if he won the internet or broke the internet that day, but one or the other, it happened. Not entirely sure how that worked, but so you have quite a lot of color on you.
I do.
So I have to ask, what is your favorite one, and how old were you when you got your first tattoo?
So, shall I start with the last question first? I was 19 when I got my first
Same
tattoo.
here.
So
Okay.
I wasn't. I think it's the same here as in America. You have to be 18 before you can get a tattoo, without your parents' permission.
Right.
Because you can have it when your parents give you permission. But you have to be 18 before you can get tattooed. I always wanted a tattoo, but at that time I was like this little wallflower that was afraid to say stuff and do stuff, and I was just sitting somewhere in the back like this. So I was afraid to get into a tattoo shop. I met my husband back then. He already had a tattoo, kind of at the same spot where I got my first tattoo. And he was like, "Oh, I know a place. We can go there." And before I knew it, I had a tattoo. My mom was pissed. That was actually funny.
Yeah. Same here.
She was. I came home and I was like, "Mom, I have to tell you something." And she was, "Oh my God, you're pregnant."
Oh my God.
And I was like,
oh my God.
No, I got a tattoo." And she was like, oh my God, wait, you got what? I was like,
I like your first guess. Oh my God. That's so...
I was like, okay. And then she was like, "You have to tell your dad, because he will not be happy with this." So at dinner, I was like, "Dad, I got a tattoo." And he was like, "Oh." And my mom looked at him angry. He was like, "Oh, what did you do?" Now he doesn't like it either. And my mom actually cried when I got my sleeve done, half my sleeve done. Because, and she was even like, "What are you doing to me?" And I was like, "What do you mean? It's my body.
Yeah,
Who,
exactly.
what am I doing? Who am I doing it for?" But no, we're not on speaking terms right now, so she doesn't know about the rest.
Oh shit.
But I'll be even more covered, to be honest. I mean, I got both my hands now, so I got the job stoppers, as they say.
I
So
want to get
as no turning back. But
the only hand piece I have is this one right now. That's it. And look.
Ooh.
For those of you
Well,
who don't know,
with me, the
Anke
handpiece, I already wanted this one a very long time, even before I got my leg from Full Metal Alchemist, that you can see in the back. But my tattoo artist didn't want to do my hand, because I didn't have enough tattoos, and in his eyes, I didn't know what it meant to be heavily tattooed yet. I'm kind of grateful that he did that, because it did make me think about it more, because of course I do notice now that people are looking at me differently because I have both hands tattooed now.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought for my first hand tattoo, I was like, let's do it a bit less big, although I did get my fingers done. But when I asked him the second time, he was like, "Okay, no, you're fine now. You got enough. This is gonna be good." So, and he knows now how serious I am about tattoos. I think, because I've got so many.
Yeah.
I mean, I have both my arms are completely full. I have my sides, my back is upper back, lower back. I have one leg completely covered. So I think he now knows. Yeah, we'll have more.
You're
We're
good.
already kind of spoken about stuff again. So
good.
gonna be fun.
Good.
I don't even have to do a deposit. I don't even have to give him a deposit anymore. He already knows I'm coming anyway.
Oh, wow. Oh my God. Yeah. Here I have to all the time. But that's fine, because it gets deducted from the final price anyway.
Yeah, so. It doesn't actually really matter. Just for me, it's now easy because I know it's like, oh, I've been there so many hours, so I have to pay that hourly rate, and so I know what to pay.
So how much is the hour rate for you?
At this point, it's 120 euros an hour, and he's not the most expensive one either. He's not the cheapest either, but he's not the most expensive one either.
Yeah, that sounds about right here. Because the back of my ear, when I got this, it was 125 an hour, and it took about an hour. So it literally was. I just gave tip. So
Oh.
yeah. So.
I don't have to give a tip, but I know most of the times I actually do. Just round it up.
You know, right? Just start shelling out money like this.
It's like, oh, he says it's like $2.50, and I have like $20 bills. I'm like, yeah, I give you 20 more.
Yeah, no,
but he
right?
kind of saved me some money sometimes too.
Yeah.
Because once I think I sat longer, but I was like, so what do I owe you? And I was like, this needs to be more. He was like, I'll just give you 100 and it'll be fine.
Oh wow.
I was like,
damn,
okay.
All right, so let's see. What other bands do I know you're big on? Zebrahead, because you mentioned that before.
I'm also gonna see them at the end of the year. That's gonna be fun.
How?
Zebrahead brings a party.
I haven't heard a Zebrahead song in over 10 years. Honestly, I remember them in the 90s with a band called Lit. I don't know if you remember Lit, or Lit ever made it over to
Yes,
Netherlands.
we know Lit. Don't worry.
Yes, yes. Lit was very friendly with Zebrahead at the time.
Oh.
That's So
did you hear
Lit,
the new music?
Devil,
Because they have new music out too. So
Lit,
with a new singer, also a new singer, just like that.
Yes.
The new singer is a sweetheart. Adrian, he's a sweetheart.
Guilty. Never heard of who? Zebrahead or Lit? Because Anke can give you Zebrahead history, and I could give you Lit history. So, which one do you know about? We'll fill you in on that one.
I just love that Zebrahead is like, when they play in Europe, it's like really small venues, which is actually pretty cool because it's so they come out before the show, after the show.
Right.
They even come and drink a beer with you. It's
really
so
cool.
relaxing. But then they go to Japan, and they're the biggest band out there. It's unbelievable that they play big stages. I was like, how the hell did you get that to happen? But apparently punk is in
yeah, right? So Jilty says she'd like to know more about Zebrahead. That's all you, ma'am.
Me. Well, Zebrahead is an American band. I know I need to think about the names of the band members. I'm sorry, I don't know all of them. I know Ben, Ali, Adrian, Dan with the mustache.
Yeah.
Yes, cool mustache. Just look it up. He also plays with Dead with Stereo. Dead by Stereo. That's kind of a punk.
Yes.
They're even less known than Zebrahead, to be honest.
Yeah, Zebrahead's like the underdog, but they're really good. So Lenora, I heard Lit. It was one song that I couldn't get out of my head. Lenora, I'm gonna say that song was called My Own Worst Enemy, because that song was very popular in 1999. It came off. I love music.
So
I don't know if you could tell, but it came out in 1999. I was 13, so I'm aging myself as well.
You're younger than me.
Not by much though.
No,
but A Place in the Sun was the name of the album. It was awesome. They had their song "Miserable" featured Pamela Anderson in the video. That was a good one.
That's the song I know.
That's the one. Was it Miserable? I'm guessing it was Miserable.
Yeah.
Or
I think that's the one that was really popular here.
Yeah. That was a great year for bands. Incubus released their greatest album that year too.
It was the time when MTV was still playing music videos.
Yeah, now MTV is just total shit.
Yeah.
Incubus released Make Yourself that year in '99. Pardon Me, Stellar, Drive, all good stuff. My favorite song is Privilege. That's an amazing album. So many good bands, man. Like, and so many bands that we grew up listening to that aren't bands that have band members that passed. Like, Scott Weiland died. You got Kurt Cobain. Then you got what's his name? Oh my God, I can't think of his name right now. Holy crap, Lane Staley. Keith Flint, a Prodigy.
Yeah. That hit me harder than I thought.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, what the hell?
Then you got Shifty from Crazy Town that just died.
Yes.
By the way, he's the second member of Crazy Town to die. The first one was DJ AM because he was in Crazy Town. I don't know if anybody knew that,
No,
but yes,
I didn't know
DJ AM.
that.
Yes, he was a member of Crazy Town, DJ AM. What other bands? Well, not really a band, but you got Paul Walker, who was an amazing actor in Fast and Furious. I had to bring that one up because that was around the time, I think he died in November, and then Scott Weiland died in December. I think different years, but I just remember one died a month after. Yeah, it wasn't that far apart. But let me see what other bands had great albums. Then we have artists getting inducted on human trafficking charges, drug charges, DUIs, all this, because Darius Rucker of Hootie and the Blowfish got busted for drugs. We all know what's going on with P. Diddy. I'm not going to mention anything because that's kind of gross. But R. Kelly was another one.
That information, to be honest.
Yeah, right? Yeah,
I'm
just
like, no.
Look it up. He's trending on all
I had that with Ian Watkins. I don't know if you know Ian Watkins.
Ian Watkins, Lost Prophets, yes.
That was the one I was like, what the hell? I just had a kid when that happened, so I was like,
yeah,
what?
That was gross. I do have to say, I still have Start Something, which is their album with Last Train Home on it. I do have that one. I'm ashamed of it.
Well, it's double because they didn't make it anymore as a band because they tried to become Lost Prophets without him, but that just didn't work. It just didn't latch on, and I feel kind of sorry for the rest of the guys because the music was good. It was just the guy that was the singer that was doing stuff that he wasn't supposed to do.
Did you read it? Oh my God, like I actually read, like he would text people saying, listen, you're mine, your child's mine. And just hearing those words is a little weird.
That he actually also did it while he was still, while he was in jail. Mm-hmm. This woman was such a big fan. She even lost her child because of that.
Yeah.
They took her child away because she was like, oh, I'm going to let her meet him. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. Ian Watkins is disgusting. And then you got those kinds of people, like even before our time, like Gary Glitter did it. Who else did it? A lot of people did. I don't know if you know Gary Glitter. He did one of the rock. It's called Rock Anthem. Is the name of the song? It's a good song.
If I hear it, I'll probably be like, oh, that one.
I'll send it to you. They used to play it at hockey games. It was the Rock Anthem. It's a good
big
song. Now it's tied to
hockey isn't that big here. It's starting to become big, but back in the days that it wasn't big. It's soccer here. Football.
Hockey, no, I'm kidding. I'll watch any sport, but I'm mostly baseball and hockey. I love hockey. Hockey's starting up so soon, and I'm excited. Oh my God! Last hockey season, I watched the playoffs from Game 1 to Game 7, the Edmonton Oilers versus the Florida Panthers. It was such an amazing series because the Oilers were down 3 games. They could have lost it in game 4, but they came back and they beat the Panthers 8-1. 8-1. I haven't seen anything like that in a very long time. I think it happened last in the 90s. But yeah, it was a really, really great series. So let's go back to music because you said sports aren't so big over there. So
I'm just not. I mean, we have soccer, and I like it when like the world champion is going on, and I will sport for my country.
yeah,
But that's
right.
kind of the only time when I watch sports or the Olympic. I watched a few things for the Olympics, but
Yes, the
that's
Olympics
kind
were
of all
good.
the only things I watch. I didn't
On the
I
song,
didn't see the Australian or where was she from? The beatbox, the dancer, the one that didn't really do anything.
oh, breakdancing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
breakdancing. That was so fun.
no.
I was like, oh my god, she just wanted a free vacation to France.
That's what everyone said. Everyone's like a free trip to Paris if you don't do anything now. But they took that away. Breakdancing is no longer an Olympic sport over there now.
Yeah, but it was, to me, it was like, how can you judge? How can you
Yeah.
judge it?
I
That's
don't know
kind of
how
like,
that became a sport. I
yeah,
mean, it developed here in New York way back when, and it was just like a New York thing for a long
yeah.
time, and then others got
It's a
the
street dance.
yeah.
That's how I always saw it.
It basically is street dance.
Yeah, but how do
It's
you judge a
I
street dance?
don't know. I don't know. I don't know how that became an Olympic sport. I'm kind of glad it's not because it served its purpose in getting it out there more.
Daddy.
But I mean, now no. Just no. Like
Everybody's laughing about it now. That's not good either.
no, it's not. It's like I don't I don't know exactly how that came about, but I'm glad it's not a sport in a way. I'm looking forward to the Winter Olympics for ice hockey. I love watching ice hockey. I love it.
Isn't that more a Canadian thing?
It's a Canadian thing, but it's Americanized with the National Hockey League, although most are Russian Canadian, French Canadian, all that stuff. But
Russian Canadian? We have Russian Canadians now?
No, Russian and Canadian.
Oh, I was
I
like,
didn't
Russian Canadians? What are
piece that
Russian
Russian
Canadians?
Canadian. You know what I meant. But yeah, I'm a big hockey fan. I love hockey. I used to play it out in my front yard at neighbors' houses in school too. I remember junior year of high school, I'll never forget it. All these girls were like, "Oh my god, ew, hockey." I'm like, "Give me that stick," right? So I just went for it, and they didn't use a puck; they used a ball. It wasn't a puck; it was a ball. So I guess it would like roll easier to get the game going. But I literally, someone tried doing an incomplete slap shot. I'll call this because it didn't go far, but I was down low enough to the point where I caught it, and like I had this big red ring on in the palm of my hand for like a week after it because of that. Like, yeah, but it was fun. I enjoy that stuff. Like, I wasn't really into volleyball, playing it in school. I would get picked last, and I was glad I'd get picked last because I'd be in the back. And they'd be like, just keep your eye on the ball. So when the ball rolled, I'm like, there, when it's over there. You said keep an eye on the ball. There it is. There. But my big thing was hockey. I loved playing hockey in school and dodgeball because I got to throw things at people and I didn't get in trouble for it. So
you are a oddball, but that's why I love it.
Oh my god, I just had fun, I mean, I failed gym ninth grade freshman year because I hated the fact that I needed to get dressed. But in a way, I'm kind of glad I did because I had 2 gyms senior year, and I got freshman gym class when I was senior, and then senior gym class, and I got to peg all the freshmen in dodgeball because I was just that I learned where not to hit. Because sometimes if you'd hit, it would deflect off the bleachers and then you get hit in the side. Like, I learned that the hard way. And then by the time I was a senior, I'm like, yeah, that spot's going to suck, so I'm going to do it over here. And it just deflect and hit other people. It was fun. I had fun. But,
long as you had fun.
yeah.
Gym was a bit different in our country, I guess. We had to do the Olympic things like throw spears and discs and all the Olympic things. That's what we did. And run.
I would
We had
love that.
to run a lot.
Oh, yeah. Running, I don't know about running, but I would love to do that. I want to go to an axe throwing place and just throw axes.
Too. I asked the hubby a year ago, and we still haven't gone axe throwing. Maybe he's scared that I might throw it at him. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, right.
I have my job fits. I mean, I need to do the real thing now.
I know, right? Lenora got a C in gym, then 12th grade. So glad she didn't have to take it again. You see, I'm glad I took it twice because I had fun. I mean, like
I liked the gym because I always got good grades because I was good at it.
Yeah.
And for me, it was like I didn't have to sit in a chair behind a desk. I could do stuff. I could run. I could get my well stuff out of there.
I'll never forget freshman year of high school. We were in the weight room because they had like a separate weight room. So me and my friends are conversing, although we should be active. We weren't. But this random kid goes, "You know what?" I'm like, "What?" He goes, "You're so small and short, I can bench you." And I'm like, "Okay." Like, what? What the fuck? That was so random. I'm like, please don't. Please. What the fuck was that? My gym teacher was weird for the reason. Oh, gotcha. Your gym teacher was weird. One of them. I understand.
I had one of those too. Don't worry.
I get it. Don't worry. We had a female gym teacher who was not allowed to be in the locker room while girls changed. Let me just say that. I remember her name. Of course, I'm not going to say it. But she was awesome though. She was really cool. Like
we had a male gym teacher that wasn't allowed in the girls' locker room anymore, and you know what reason was that?
Oh, I'm pretty sure I do. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. But like, there's boundaries though. You know what I mean? Like
that kind of stuff wouldn't even happen anymore right now. So.
Oh, I'm sure if they even set foot in the wrong place, they're getting something, you know?
Yeah, but even because a lot of people know this, but I think this is the first time I'm gonna say it out loud. But the oldest has a little identity crisis. Let's just say it like that.
Okay. Yes.
So she wants to be a he,
okay.
And they actually picked it up pretty good at school because you can't let them change with the boys because female parts are growing,
right?
And they're all high schoolers, so yeah. But they also don't want to change with the girls because they don't feel like a girl.
Right.
So the school just gave the option, like, we have a disability toilet, would you love to change there so that you at least feel safe in where you change? Right. So they asked them, like, what do you want? So I'm kind of happy that they did take it serious. Yeah. And not just say, like, oh, you're a girl, you need to dress with the girls. So that points to the high school that he's going to. See, I even have to get used
Yeah,
to
I know.
it.
I've seen the haircut though. I like it though. I like the way it falls because I've seen him before and after. So I mean, I still view them as their actual names right now until legally down the road maybe they change
Yeah,
it.
maybe it will turn back. I just want to give them the opportunity to figure out what they want in life. We are looking at therapists and all that kind of
Right.
stuff because I'm not doing anything until I'm sure,
Right.
because you're not gonna put hormones in a kid that's already raging with the hormones because of puberty and all that kind of
Right.
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
understand. But either way, they're a great kid. They really are, you know?